Hey guys, James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com, and seeing that you guys seem to like my Corsair K95 keyboard first look I did several months back, I figured I would stop by at PAX South and check out some of the latest technology in RGB backlit keyboards that I could find, and I ran across the new Logitech G910, otherwise known as the Orion Spark. Now this keyboard grabbed my attention really quick, and it turns out it's got some of the most interesting key switch technology and SDK development opportunity on the market, and it seems to offer a little bit for everyone, so check it out.
So this is the G910 Orion Spark. It's kind of the next level of keyboards for us. We designed this one from the ground up. So the thing we're most proud of probably is the new Roamer G mechanical key. So many people really love Cherry. We love Cherry. We have Cherry MX Brown in our 710. But we kind of we looked at the key and thought, well, what can we do? This key's been around for a really long time. It's not designed for gaming. How can we improve on it? So the first thing we looked at was like the speed and how it actuates. So this is a 7-part key, a mechanical key switch, and we decreased the overall throw of the key by 25%. So the distance, the travel distance from the top to the bottom is shorter, and so is the actuation point, and so is the reset point. So that makes it a little bit faster, 25%. It's really nice. And also another thing that's kind of interesting that we did, maybe I can pop one of these off, let's see. Oh, wow. Because we were able to design the key from the ground up, we integrated the light pipe into the center so that the light was very bright and very direct and had very little leakage. And we also put a lens on it. Really, I think it was like a point of contention at Logitech when we started going into lighting, because we're really about the engineering and the science and the usability to the consumer, and to like our pro gamers that we work with, like Cloud9 and TSM. Like, we don't want to do something just to make it look better. We like that it looks good. We want to have a great design, but we're really focused on, is it usable? So when we started working on lighting, it does have all the color waves. It is individually lit keys. They're super bright.
Mesmerizing.
It is mesmerizing. Some of the magic, though, is in the SDK. So we have a development kit that we release to both the consumers, the people who that love us in our community, and software developers that we're working with. And it allows them to be able to directly control the keys and the lighting. So for example, this is just an example. We don't have an SDK necessarily with Blizzard at this point, but if I had a demo I was running where with my Shaman, I was able to go in and you could actually see when the abilities were available, they would light up in a certain color, and when they're on cooldown, they would turn red and not be available.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's very nice. And then we, another example is with, say for a racing game that we're working with, we have like the speed light up across the board. So the faster you go, it's almost like an odometer. You can see it go across,
awesome,
or a speedometer.
I can definitely see that for use in a lot of MOBAs, League of Legends, Smite.
Yeah, and we had an event in Switzerland where we invited some of our pro gamers to come look at the facilities and play with the keyboards. And some of the feedback I had was from the Hearthstone guys, because we were talking about the usability and how these keys light up, and they were like, yeah, that's really cool. And then I told them about a friend of mine that I play Diablo with, and she said, I like the usability with the keys, but can you please make it rain gold when I kill the treasure goblin? And they were like, oh, that's so amazing. You have to do that. But for Hearthstone, can you make it so it goes like Freezy Frost blue when I cast Frostbolt with my mage? And I was like, that would be cool. So we don't do that yet, but those kind of ideas are just like everybody, they're coming in, people love it.
That's awesome how the hardware actually gets immersive that way. And you wouldn't even think about that until you're talking about examples of when that happens. So
yeah, you're saying, wouldn't it be
really
nice if it was like an extension of the game and it provided more information for you and maybe made the game more immersive? And yeah, so that's kind of our spin on the color. We wanted to take lighting to the next level, and it was the development kit.
And so for those of you who don't know, the RGB keyboard, you can actually control any individual one of these keys, and it has, 16 million different color combinations for each one?
Yeah.
So you can definitely macro out everything on this keyboard and control it how you want to. So color, coordination, you really get to use a keyboard that's RGB like this how you want to. That's the nice part about it. It's not just pretty lights.
Yeah, you could play it like if you're playing your druid and you want to have all your heal spells be green, and then you want root to be like brown, you can color code everything and make it super useful.
I've also noticed in this generation keyboard 2 things here. I've noticed that you've expanded upon some of the G keys, which is really nice because I love the functionality of this one. And then you've got some
live macro record
right off the bat. You've got what is this? The dock release here.
So we have a new app called the Arx dock, Arx Control, and it's for iOS and Android, and it allows you to have a second screen capability that it talks to LGS, our software on the PC. So right now you can do things like there's media controls for volume, things like that. There's PC information, so video card temperature, but it's also open, and we also have a development kit. So we share it with software companies we're working with to build apps for it, but also to the community. So popular apps in the past, like mini little sub apps, people loved the 19S and the 510 that had a little screen, and you could see on Ventrilo who's talking. So things like that people love. And we've got, like, for the driving game, we've got like the actual speedometer can be down here, or your gear shifting information. And you could easily imagine maps being down there, or quests, and those are the kind of second screen integrations we're working with software developers right now. And we'll have things coming soon, but I can't comment on the future.
Well, it looks really nice. The another feature that I really like about keyboards that have integrated media controls that are not kind of part of this
functions, right?
Actually separate.
Yeah. So that's something that we've had a lot of feedback on from our consumers, that they love having the separate media keys. They really love the large volume roller. That's easy to spin and easy to find. So we definitely kept that.
One of the new features I like is the actual key shape.
Oh, yeah.
It like cups your fingertips.
So we did a lot of research on the actual feel and the tactileness between the user and the keyboard, and how you're able to find and locate yourself on the keyboard. So traditional typists are used to using like F and J with the indent, but these keys are actually faceted slightly differently all the way along the keyboard, and you'll note the keys that are used mostly for gaming have the most indentation. So as you use this after, say, a week, you really begin to be able to find yourself very easily on the keyboard. So even if you're reaching up to the numbers and you want to locate right back down, you totally can. It becomes really intuitive. It's weird. And it's a little different, and it's very polarizing. People really, really love it, or they like smooth keys. But we tried to design something that was for pro gamers and easy to feel and locate yourself everywhere on the keyboard, and we're excited about it.
Well, awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share about this one?
There's a couple other little features, like when we talked about redesigning this key from the ground up and being 25% faster, that's really cool, but it's also 70 million click lifespan, so it has a super long lifespan. One of the reasons is because instead of a single contact point for the actuation, we have a dual contact point. So if there's like a little bit of Cheetos or something, I'm not saying I snack while I game, but yeah, if something gets in there, there's actually 2 points for the contact, so it's almost like a fail-safe.
Wow, no, that's impressive.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. I think too, I would say, we have 2 different wrist rest sizes. So if you really like the larger wrist rest, you can pop that off, and we can add a second one. I don't have it here to show you, but you can see, like, even without the wrist rest, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does actually. That is impressive.
Yeah.
Now, is this your only keyboard that is RGB right now? Do you have other models?
Well, we have another keyboard that has RGB lighting, but not like this, not with individual light. This is really like the premier product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I think we're gonna be excited about that. Does it? One more thing. Does it have USB pass-through?
No. You know what? That was a point of contention too. We spent a lot of time doing consumer research on that, because a lot of people really love being able to have that second one, but even more people love not taking up 2 slots.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
That's how it turned out. We're like, because it was either you're going to take up 2 USB ports on your laptop or your PC, or you're going to have the extra one here. And we went with the side of take up less on your laptop or your PC. That's what our consumers wanted. So
nothing wrong with that. I know the feeling there. Well, thank you so much for showing us this brand new awesome Orion Spark keyboard. I'm looking forward to trying it out sometime soon. And yeah, thanks for everything.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.